What's cracking, everyone? Welcome back to Rome Total War. We're continuing right where we left off previously, and we're currently working on a trade agreement with the Thracians. After that, we're gonna head up and go meet the Dacians and probably the Scythians. We'll see how things will turn out. Wait, Actually, let me check on something first. So we want to see the diplomatic relationships of the Thracians. So we go over here, we scroll down, and let's see. With which factions are they allies with? Or do they have any allies at that matter? Oh, they do. So Macedon, Germania, and Scythia. They don't like Dacia.
I shall
Alright.
speak with them at once.
I think we can propose them an alliance. That'll be pretty awesome. If they accept, of course. Thrace can be our first friend. Hopefully a long-lasting one. Awesome! Looks like they accepted. That's pretty good. Now we have a trade agreement with them. We managed to get some map information from them. We shared ours, so they shared theirs. And I think that's only fair. An alliance is a good thing, and hopefully our newfound ally can assist us in some of the fights that we have ahead of ourselves. I'll be honest, guys, I really want to establish similar relationships with the rest of the Greek world, because I'm sure that they will prove to be a powerful ally to have by our side, at least for the time being. And hopefully when everything settles down, then we can probably dissolve our alliance and see if they attack us, or if it's beneficial for us to attack them. I mean, yeah, we're gonna try to make some temporary alliances with them. However, in the long term, we want to conquer all of Europe, so we can't really have anyone standing in our way, either friend or foe. And I have a suspicion that the Brutii are not gonna leave any of our allies alone. So we're definitely gonna be dragged into wars that we don't want to fight, or at least currently. Until we manage to get enough popularity to start a civil war and conquer the Brutii, the Scipii, and the SPQR, we can't really rely on any of the alliances that we make with the Greeks, because they can be dissolved pretty quickly. I'm pretty much gonna treat everyone as temporary allies and try to avoid any confrontations for the time being. Alright, that's enough diplomacy for now. Let's start focusing on the war with the Gauls. So, they don't have a lot of troops in Mediolanum. However, they have this lovely army over here. So, if we try to take Mediolanum, they're gonna use it to support their settlement and definitely gonna drive us off because we don't have that much units. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna move to Massilia with this army, because the idea is to free up the troops in the settlement so that we can use them to expand further down to Spain. First and foremost, we need to deal with the barbarian army besieging the settlement. So we're gonna do that with our faction leader currently, which has archers at his disposal. That unit is so valuable early game that I can't stress it enough, guys. If you're playing as the Julii, be sure to keep an eye on them and don't let them die, because their range is definitely a nice bonus to have.
Units, await my
Alright,
orders!
let's sally out and meet the enemy by the gate. While I do that, I'd like to thank you guys so much for the support on the channel so far. You've been awesome, as always. I'm really glad that you're enjoying the games that I put out. That's really bringing a smile to my face. I can't thank you enough. I'm really glad that I'm able to provide at least some entertainment to you in return. For those of you who have a Discord, we have a server, guys, so feel free to join if you like. I'll make sure to leave a link down in the description below and on screen for you guys to see. I upload stuff for fun over there and relate to the channel. And I've got this really nice bot to release notifications on my behalf when I upload a new video to YouTube. So if you want a more direct line of communications with me, you can always either hit me up on Discord or any of the other social media platforms that I'm in.
General.
It's always a pleasure for me to get to know you guys a little bit better. Alright, that's that. Now it's time to teach these barbarians that it's not wise to mess with us.
General. Forward.
The idea here is to sally out as quickly as possible, so that the enemy doesn't surprise us out of position. And from the looks of it, they're reforming, which means that they're probably gonna hold on one of the hills surrounding the settlement. That's alright though, because we have archers, and we have the range on them. It might be a viable option to pick them apart from afar, as much as possible, and to try to soften them up before we go into melee and drive that scum off our lands. Just as I suspected, they're gonna hold over there. Okay, so we want to group our units so that they don't break formation. And I want them to move a little bit closer to the enemy. Like so.
General. Ready.
Our battle formation is almost set up. Now we want to add the general to the group.
Units.
Here we go.
Units.
This should be good.
Units. Halt.
Now let's get closer to these guys. We want them in range of the archers. Oh, by the way, something that I found out recently on the mobile version is that there is no option for the camera to follow a certain unit, either if it is selected or not, which is a bit of a disappointment because you have that option on the PC. You can lock the camera to follow one unit, and you can pretty much experience the battle through the perspective of that unit. But yeah, I really enjoyed the fact that Pharaoh Interactive decided to add the camera modification so that you can tilt it to at least get closer to the soldiers in the action. Here we go, now we're in range.
Hurry. Hurry. Units. Move out.
Alright guys, make it rain.
They're being attacked. Units. Move out. Fire.
Let's light up the arrows. You know what? I have something better for my archers to shoot at. I want to get a little bit closer, and I want them to focus fire on their cavalry. They are bigger targets to hit after all, and there is no shield protecting their horses, not like the infantry. So, let's do that. I have a feeling that this will be a prolonged skirmish, so let's speed up things.
Units being attacked. Units march. Units march.
Alright, I had enough of these guys. Let's give it to them.
Forward!
I want the Triarii to deal with the rest of the cavalry.
Triarii!
So we're gonna... Oh, wait. Wait, the Hastati. We need to turn. Come on, guys. I need to move our general. Move it, move it. Alright, they're routing. That's good. Come on, man. Face the other unit.
Attack! Quickly!
Rout them as well. Good job. Now we only need to mop them up. It looks like their cavalry doesn't have the stomach for this fight. They're already running from us. Don't let them escape. Come on, General. Chase them down.
Attack!
I really love how massive the faction leader bodyguard is. That is definitely a force to be reckoned with. More like a wrecking ball.
The gods be praised! This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms!
Looks like we only lost 11 men. For almost 3 units of their own.
Victory!
I'll consider that a pretty good victory. Oh, cool! The retinue of our faction leader has increased. Now we have a military tribune. So,
General!
I'm gonna show you how to move retinue between generals just because our faction leader is getting a bit old and he might die soon. Now, the bad thing about dying is, well, except being dead, is that the general that dies actually loses the retinue that comes along with him, which of course can be pretty helpful at times and pretty hard to earn. The goal of this whole thing is for me to equip our factionaire in order for him to be the great faction leader that he deserves to be when the time comes. Now this is interesting. Carthage is officially allied with Gaul. Alright, since you're so keen to ally with my enemy, that makes you my enemy.
Aye, Captain.
So I'm declaring war on you. I don't even care. Our expansion in Carthaginian territory will be swift, guys. The Senate wants us to block the port of Patavium. So we're gonna raise a fleet to do that. And Ariminum is the best place for the job. We're gonna need that fleet later on for the invasion of Dalmatia. So we're gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Or at least that's the idea. Great! We've been awarded with a gift of 1,000 denarii for blockading the Carthaginian port. Money is what we need right now. Let's put them to good use. This should be enough. Okay. Let's move our character here. And I'm gonna end the turn.
Noble master.
Here we go. A brand new turn.
I shall
And we've
speak
managed to
with them
get
at
to the
once.
Dacians. Let's see if they're inclined to trade with us. Trade agreement for map information is not enough for you? You want to offer something in return? Alright, you can offer map information, for example. Empty words. Wow. Okay. They do not want to trade with us. I
shall
get it.
Speak with them at once.
Let me try again, just in case. Nope. Alright. Well, we can't get all the trade agreements in the world. That's a pity, but we're gonna live without it. Okay, Spain is also gonna be troublesome. we're gonna have to deal with them as well.
Can I be of service?
That's not
I
a
shall
problem.
Speak with them at once.
I'm really wondering if we offer a little bit of gold for the trade agreement, you know, to sweeten up the deal for them. Are they gonna agree to such an offer? Nope. Screw it. I'm not gonna deal with you all day. If you don't want to trade with me, that's fine. I'm gonna find someone else who will. Let's proceed with transferring the retinue. So, right now, we're being blocked a little bit by the rebel army that is over the bridge. So what I'm gonna do is to transfer the archers from Massilia to the field army, and we're gonna merge the general, in this case the faction leader, with the same army as well. You need both of the generals to be in the same army in order for you to transfer over the retinue.
Imperator.
Once you've done that, you only need to select one of the portraits of the characters in that army and click the middle button. Once you're in this menu, you only select the retinue that you want to transfer and you click the arrow, and that's pretty much it. It's as simple as that. As you can see, moving them over from general to general is really beneficial because they have a lot of bonuses that come along with them.
Forward.
Now we only need to move all of that to our faction heir,
Forward.
and we're all set. We've also managed to push the rebel army into barbarian territory, so they'll have to deal with them. I'm gonna move one of the commanders from Segesta to Arretium, and we're gonna get our faction heir from Arretium to start moving towards the general with the retinue. Now the good thing about moving characters on the campaign map, as well as cavalry, is that they have additional movement range. So they're gonna cover a lot more ground faster. Of course, if they don't have infantry attached to them. So we should be able to get the retinue over to our faction heir pretty darn quickly. Just before we end the turn, let's recruit some of the soldiers that we need, not only for the invasion, but for homeland security. I'm gonna build one of these. No, wait, one of the Hastati. Yeah, this should be good. 61 denarii. We're all set. Let's end the turn.
Orders, General.
Looks like the Gauls have dealt with the rebel army that we pushed over to their side. And
Orders.
right now,
Imperator.
our faction heir is
Move
in
out.
range.
Combining troops.
So let's transfer over everything we need. I'm going to
Imperator.
return this guy to Massilia.
Move out. No more moves, sir.
As for our future faction leader,
Orders.
I want him to return close to Segesta.
Move out.
Okay, so now that we've set the commands for everyone, wait.
General.
Oh, we can. Huh,
Engage the enemy.
interesting.
Besieging
We're going on the
settlement,
offensive,
sir.
guys. Let's bring down this settlement.
Under siege, sir.
Sometimes the best defense is actually offense. And since we can push into the northern part of Italy, or at least just yet, we're gonna push into Spain. What is this? The Gallic diplomat wants to offer us something. Pfft. Are these guys joking? We're not gonna become their de facto clan state, but I'm gonna offer them ceasefire and trade agreement for as little as a settlement. Good. I'm glad we see eye to eye. We cannot end the fighting here. You still have a lot of territories to lose. And we're under attack. That's actually almost 1,000 men. That pitiful army is not gonna stop us. We're gonna crush them and take Narbo Martius for us. From the army placement on the campaign map, I can see that one of the units will approach us from the back. So if we can keep them separated, that'll be more than an easy victory for us.
Today we fight against monsters. The Gauls. They are dangerous, mad, and hairy beyond reason. In victory, they are always heartless. The first move in this particular game is theirs, I think. I have never lost a battle against these people. Why should I start losing now, with men such as you at my command? Another victory is at hand. I have won many great victories for Rome. Be strong in that truth, and let this be one more. March on, and know that our victory is assured as long as we live and die like true Romans. Units, await my orders!
Those Rome Total War 1 speeches, man. They always get you hyped up. We're gonna try to fight in the open terrain, in order for us not to give any advantage to the enemy units when fighting in the woods. And of course, it will be really beneficial for our cavalry not to slam into any trees when trying to charge the enemy. I'm setting the units in the typical formation. The Hastati will be in the front, ready to throw their pile. The town watch, because they're spearmen, gonna place on the flanks. The archers are gonna be right behind the Hastati, and we're gonna keep one unit in reserve just in case, which will be close to the general as well. I'll speed up this part in order for you to not have to wait until I set up everything.
Forward! Units! Units! Halt! Units! Fire at will! Archers!
That's pretty much it. I have to admit, this is a pretty cool place to set up the army. It looks awesome. Oh, and we have this lovely little village right over here. Look at it. I mean, I love that attention to detail. Anyways, we're not here for sightseeing, even though it looks awesome. We're here on business. We have a battle to fight. So let's start it.
The enemy have brought up reinforcements in a pathetic attempt to save themselves.
Just as we predicted, the reinforcements are right behind us. So let's crush that little unit, and let's face the main army.
Move out!
Move it, men. Double time. We're still far off from setting our formation. And that unit is really close. We might have to use our cavalry here. And they're charging. Alright. Come on, General. It's time for you to save the day. Even though they stopped. Keep them entertained for a little while. The archers are already laying the hurt on them. And you know what? Since you're gonna feint your attacks, I'm gonna feint one as well. Let's see if we manage to get your attention. I want that unit to follow the cavalry. Here we go. They've fallen for the trap. I want them to expose themselves Not only to the missile fire, but to the pillay as well. Which is pretty much what is happening right now. That unit will rout, definitely. Let's charge him. Or should I say, pretend to charge him. Here we go, that's the feint. And they actually routed. Awesome.
Virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
Leave none alive. Now, because the main force of the barbarians is a little too close for comfort, we're gonna start reforming. That's why I paused the game. I want to set my units to face the enemy. And because the general is part of the formation, we're gonna issue to him a new command to chase down those routing goals. The more that we're able to catch here, the less we'll have to deal with when we assault Narbo Martius. We're almost in formation. Good thing that the enemy decided to throw insults at us rather than charges. That's their mistake, and we're gonna capitalize on that. Looks like they're coming down the hill. Took you long enough. Now we're ready. Shoot them down. I also want the cavalry to be ready to charge them from the left. Okay, I want the reserves to have fun as well. You're going into the fight. Hell, it's about damn time to drive these barbarians back. Get them! Ooh, this is a massacre.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
You know the deal. Let's get as much of them as possible, if not all of them. What a lovely sight.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms!
We've beaten the living daylights out of them. We lost what? 11 men? Once again? I think it's a small price to pay. Especially for a victory of that size. This is where I'm gonna end this part, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, we got Narbo Martius.
Rome has conquered!
Sweet. And I'll catch all you beautiful sons of guns again in the next one.